If you're watching this video, you likely are someone who believes themselves to be on a spiritual journey or a spiritual path. These are terms that we use a lot when talking about these kind of topics. These are phrases that we use to describe the apparent experience, the apparent journey that we're on in our day-to-day lives as we attempt to incorporate this non-dual understanding into our experiences. It feels as though we're on a path, and it feels as though we are going from point A to point B. It appears that we are growing and changing and evolving, that we start our journey as an unconscious being, that we begin by having no understanding, no consciousness, no real grasp on what's really happening, and that we have an apparent awakening, and that after this apparent awakening takes place, we take the first step onto this spiritual path that will eventually lead us to some kind of liberation or freedom or change in ourselves so that we can no longer suffer as much as we used to. And it's really understandable why we feel this way, because it really does appear to be that way. It appears that we're starting somewhere and journeying to somewhere else within ourselves. And so we, while we're on this apparent spiritual path, we can feel frustrated when it seems as though things are not going as we believe they should be going. Or maybe we get frustrated because we think that we're not where we should be, or we're not growing as much as we should be, or we're not feeling the things we should be feeling if we're someone on a spiritual path. But the truth of this is that the spiritual path is just another illusion. It's just another appearance. But the spiritual path is not actually occurring. Now, maybe for the character, for the little I that you believe yourself to be, it really does appear for there to be a path and for things to be changing and for yourself to be evolving. But the truth of the matter is, you are only ever where you are. The here and now for yourself is all there ever is, and all there ever can be, or could be, or will be. This moment that you're experiencing right now is eternity. And so, the illusion of the spiritual path, while it can be pleasant and can be something of an exciting journey, or at least it seems that way, it can also be a source of suffering and a source of frustration. But it doesn't need to be. The spiritual path can be seen as simply a journey back to where you already are. And if you see the spiritual path as a destination at the end that you need to reach, and while there may be quotes and things about enjoying the journey, right, and that the destination is, secondary and the journey is primary, but ultimately, if there is some kind of destination you're trying to reach, it's going to be a source of suffering for you because there really is no destination to be reached. There is no end goal to be accomplished. The truth of the matter is you have already arrived at your destination. The destination spiritually that you want to get to is where you already are. It's who you already are. There is no change or metamorphosis that can occur that will give you some kind of peace experience where everything has been solved. The truth is, everything has always been, and will always be solved. You already are everything you've always hoped to be. The peace you're looking for is not just present here and now, but it's always been with you, even in the apparent unpleasantness and pain and suffering of your life. One of my favorite metaphors is for when a wave realizes back into being the ocean. Now, if a wave is small and it sees a larger wave and it desires to somehow become a larger wave, or there's hurricanes and tsunamis and these really powerful large forces in the ocean, and if a wave desires to somehow be that, it's really futile. It's really a waste of time and energy, because the small wave, the big wave, the tsunami, the hurricane, they're all part of one unending ocean. And so here you are with me. Together we are the ocean with all of its various appearances, all of the pleasant and unpleasant experiences, the highs and lows. But we are that ocean of beingness in which all of that appears. And so the spiritual path is nothing more than the waves of the surface appearing and disappearing. But we are sinking lower into the ocean. Not that we were never not the ocean, but we are sinking so far beneath the waves, just into this infinite expanse of beingness, that nothing can touch us. Nothing can bother us, because we are the one who sees, the one in which all of it is appearing. And so, the spiritual path can be a beautiful starting point, and it can be a fun thing to toy around with, in a sense of there is an appearance of going from A to B. There is an appearance of changing and evolving and growing. And those are all beautiful things. And there's nothing wrong with engaging in those. But if you really want to go deeper, if you really want to, quote unquote, reach the destination, you have to realize that you have already arrived, and you have never not been anywhere other than the destination. Here and now, accessible to you, is everything you've ever wanted and dreamed of, as far as a spiritual journey or a spiritual path is concerned. And so any striving, any sense of I need to get from here to there, is just another appearance. And it's just another way for the character to do something. But no doing, nothing you do will ever get you anywhere. All you can ever do is just be who and what you are. Being is effortless. There's nothing you need to do or try to attain for being to be what it is. Being is everything already. And so quit your striving and your endless grasping and desire for something to change or to grow on a somewhat appeared spiritual path. You don't need to do that. You already are where you want to be. Just open your eyes and realize it. Have a great day.